Aloha and welcome to Hawaii Preppers Network 808. Now, I think it's suffice to say that a lot of things are starting to ramp up right now. And every single day that we awake, we never know what that day will unfold into. We are seeing, reading, and hearing a lot about America's involvement in the conflict regarding Israel and the other war as well. We're also noticing a lot more of our military is moving into strategic positions as well. Is America paying attention? How many people are actually paying attention in America? We may not know the full status of everything that's going on. We may be hearing bits and pieces of news broadcasts here and there, or we may also be hearing of other people coming through with information from other resources as well. I'd like to give a shout out to one of these great YouTube channels that I have been closely watching more than any other preparedness channel, because this YouTuber happens to put out quite reliable information, and it's up-to-date information. The name of the person and channel is Steve Ram, RAM, and I've checked out a couple of his videos. It's really serious. I will leave a link down below in the description so you can hop on through and check out the information he has. And it's just really more eye-opening than what I've seen through any other preparedness YouTube channel. He spoke about the FBI confirming that there are U.S. cities that are on watch now to be attacked, and there's quite a few of these cities coming out of New York, California, Florida, just to name a few of them. My take on it, in my humble opinion, is a lot of these cities and or states have nuclear plants and or nuclear reactors. I don't know if that's one and the same, but reason being would be that. But the state of Hawaii does not have a nuclear plant and or reactors. There's a law here that forbids any of these nuclear plants. Only, I think, reason being is because of the nuclear waste that it produces, and there's nowhere for that waste to be placed. But do check out Steve Ram's video, his latest video, as well as his previous videos from yesterday as well. He lists the states and the cities in these particular states to be aware of. He's just trying to make everybody be aware and heads on a swivel here. Now, I know a lot of us have spoken to our friends, family members, co-workers, neighbors regarding preparedness, perhaps over the years, with no, in one ear, out one ear kind of deal. But now, things may be ramping up from what I'm hearing and seeing and reading. A lot of things are beginning to ramp up. I don't think there's any resolution going on except for the ramping up of things to occur. So it's always good to be prepared on all fronts with everything during this time now before SHTF. You don't want to wait till the last minute. You don't want to be one of the panic hoarding shoppers. Remember 2020 and all that toilet paper, and then everything else disappeared. Now, I've spoken to a couple of my family members regarding this and regarding stocking up. My family members are not quite the prepper as I am, and therefore It's as if, you know, they don't really care, you know. I mean, that's the gist of it. So they're not really properly prepared. So I give them a few pointers. You know, nobody's going to come to your rescue. If anything happens, how are you going to get to the stores? You're going to be in the midst of all those shoppers and hoarders. You know, and one of my family members, my father, says, oh, I'm old. If it's going to happen, if anything's going to happen, it's going to happen. Okay, yeah, you're old, but you're always going to be old. And if something happens tomorrow, you don't have the things that you need, then what? Do you know that our infrastructures are going to be attacked as well? There's not going to be water, electricity, the grid. What do you think takes those pumps to pump that water to you? It takes electricity. You know, I try to point a lot of things out to them to make them realize, you know, sometimes you gotta bitch slap some people, and it happens to be family members, and you gotta do it fast, you know, because despite you telling people things over and over and over for years and nobody listening, thinking you're crazy, you know, at this point, I don't really care what anyone thinks, whether it's friends or family, coworkers, or whatever's. I don't really care. So it's like we're like pretty much on high alert. So, you know, I have to nail it home to them, so to speak. And, you know, another family member of mine said, well, you know, how can you prepare? You know, you need the budget. And my reply is, that's why we prepare ahead of time. We don't go out and buy things in bulk, in one lump, bulk sum at once. How do you think I do it? I do it in increments. It took years to get to the point where each and every one of us are at when it comes to preparedness. You know, you just don't go into the store like that unless you're not prepared. And you're going to have to do that if you can, amongst everyone else. So I'm with you guys when it comes to trying to send the message out to people that you care about, family members and friends and so forth. Although there are those that are finally waking up. So getting things organized and together and supplies stocked up before anything occurs, you know, is the recurring message that I've been giving my family members over and over again. Because with this war looming, everything will not be fine. Shipping will definitely be disrupted for who knows how long. And with us being on an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, I don't think anyone realizes how serious this really can be. So I really brought it home to my father, and you know, I told him, I said, nobody's going to rescue you. If our state gets hit, say tomorrow, who's going to come to you? Who's going to bring anything to you? Do you have everything that you need? How much food do you actually have on hand now? What kinds of supplies do you have that you will need in the next couple of days? If shipping is disrupted, if everyone buys out all of the food in any store, and if you need any kind of medical assistance, and those medical services will not be able to reach you for maybe hours and or if maybe even days, then what? Then what will you do? You're going to have to do without whatever you have, because, you know, I said nobody's going to come to you. Don't expect anyone to come to you, meaning anyone and everyone, including myself. Because if SHTF rolls on, it's not happening. So I tried. So if you have the ability, if you have the funds, if you have the means and ways of doing so, double up and or triple up on your food storage and all your emergency supplies that you and your family will need, as well as pets that you have. Do not forget the pets. Do not forget the important items, preparedness, your long-term, short-term food storage, your water, your medication, your medical supplies, your first aid kits. Double and triple up on everything as much as you possibly can, especially your water. Check on that water storage of yours. If you have empty containers, fill those containers up. You can use that water to clean things, to wash things, or different things. You don't necessarily need to drink it unless you have to and you have no other water available to you and you do not know how to find and or get water. I am hoping and praying that everything falls through and a resolution will be on the tables and everything will be resolved sooner than later. But it's not looking like it at the time being for now. So guys, stay vigilant, stay prepared, pay attention to what's going on in the globe. Do not be distracted, and do as much as you can while you can. Purchase whatever supplies that you need now while they are still available ahead of time. Have a great night. Aloha.